Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be going over a deck that I've seen kind of roll around the internet for a little bit, and total shout out to Chef Husky. His channel will be linked in the description, but we're going over Froslass, Uxie, and Azelf. To start it off, we've got Froslass with its Freezing Shroud ability. During Pokemon checkup, put 1 damage counter on each Pokemon that has an ability, except for Froslass. So in between turns, so say we have 2 Froslass, that's going to be 2 at the end of our turn before his turn, and then when he passes turn or after he attacks, another 2 go on to Pokemon. We are running the Uxie, or the Uxie, with its Painful Memories. For 1 Psychic, put 2 damage counters on each of your opponent's Pokemon. That's it. Not bad, but we kind of want to be doing this early game. We want to have a Uxie out, do, 1 or 2 attacks with this. That's 4, 5, 6. Then with Froslass, we're probably looking at like 8, 9, 10. And it stacks up. And we're going to be able to take little Pokemon very quickly. We're going to be able to take big Pokemon over time. Or we can take those big Pokemon with Azelf. Azelf with its Neurokinesis attack for Psychic and Colorless. It does 10 plus another 10 damage for each damage counter on all of your opponent's Pokemon. So say we have 6 damage counters on 6 Pokemon. Well, that's what, 6, 12, 18, 24, 32, or 300. So that's 310 damage. So if they have 6 Pokemon with 6 damage counters, we're knocking out almost anything in the game. This is a really good attack and a really good kind of wombo combo. How do we get more damage counters out there, just in case? Because we are going to be taking damage counters ourselves. We have the Munkidori. Munkidori with its Adrenabrain ability says, once per turn, if this Pokemon has any dark energy attached, you can take 3 damage from one of your Pokemon, boop, and put it onto one of their Pokemon. We are running the Enamorus V. This is not something I expected in this deck, but I completely understand why this is good. Prevent all effects of all opponents' Pokemon abilities done to each of your Pokemon that have any psychic energy attached. So as long as we have psychic energy attached, guess what? Your Dusknoirs aren't going to be working on us. We do have the Fezandipiti for draw support. Fezandipiti with its Flip the Script ability says if one of our Pokemon were knocked out on their turn, we can go ahead and draw 3 cards. We can't use more than 1 Flip the Script, but that's okay, we're not looking to do that. We do run the Radiant Alakazam with its Painful Spoons ability. Painful Spoons says you can move 2 damage counters from one of your opponent's Pokemon and put it onto another one of their Pokemon. And lastly, we do have the Manaphy with its Wave Veil ability. It says, hey, as long as this is in play, your Pokemon's attacks can't affect your bench. So this is going to protect us a lot from the Radiant Greninja, mostly the Radiant Greninja. There are a couple more that can really kind of ding us, but between Manaphy and Enamorus, we're going to be pretty protected as far as the bench goes. Supporters, we're going to be running the Arven, Cynthia's Ambition, we're going to be running Irida, Crispin, and Iono. Arven, go ahead and search your deck, find a Pokemon tool and an item, and put them in your hand. Cynthia's Ambition, draw until you have 5 in your hand. If any of your Pokemon were knocked out on the opponent's last turn, you can draw until you have 8. This really combos well with Fezandipiti, draw until we have 8, Fez for up to 11, and we're kind of rolling in that point. Irida allows you to search for a water Pokemon and an item and put them in your hand. This is going to help us get Froslass out. This is going to help us potentially find that Manaphy late game or mid game to help protect us if we need Manaphy at all. We do run the Crispin. Crispin says search your deck for 2 energy of different types. Put 1 in your hand. The first one, actually, you're going to put in your hand, and the second one, we're going to go ahead and attach to one of our Pokemon. And lastly, we do run one Irida. Irida says both players shuffle their hands, put it at the bottom of the deck, and then you draw however many prize cards you have left. Overall, I think this is a pretty basic item set. I wouldn't worry too much about things. We do run the Night Stretcher to go grab a Pokemon or a energy card, so we can do this after, say, Fezandipiti's been knocked out, or we need another dark energy to put on the Munkidori. We can do those things. It's not a big deal. The one thing that I think we should note as far as Pokemon tools go, first thing we're going to note is the TM Devolution for one colorless. So after you attach this, you do have to have a energy attached. De-evolve each of your opponent's Pokemon by putting the highest stage into their hand. So say we're going against Charizard. We've got like 9, 10 damage counters on, say, Pidgeot. We've got 9, 10 damage counters on Charizard. We can just Devo them, and we knock out everything underneath the Charizard, so, or the Pidgeot. So say they used Rare Candy to get it. We de-evolution. We only need like 5 to 7 damage counters. The minute that happens, they de-evolve. They have those damage counters. They get knocked out. And now they can't evolve back into those cards, so we are kind of hurting a lot of the bigger decks like that. Sure, we're only taking 1 prize, 2 prizes at a time, but it's kind of easier than dealing with a Charizard, and it could set them back pretty far. And lastly, or at least lastly for the item/tool cards, we have the Vengeful Punch. If the Pokemon this card is attached to is KO'd from an attack of your opponent's Pokemon, put 4 damage counters on that Pokemon. So this is another little tech card to put more damage counters down and kind of help Azelf do what it needs to do and help Uxie and Froslass put more damage counters down. And lastly, we have the Legacy Energy.
Definitely didn't say that stuff right.
Lastly, we have the Legacy Energy. If it's attached, it provides 1 of any energy, period. However, it also says if the Pokemon
Shit. Here we go again.
If the Pokemon this card is attached to would be knocked out from damage, so that's important, would be knocked out from damage, the opponent takes 1 less prize card. Unless it's attached to Enamorus or Fezandipiti, they'll be taking 0 prize cards. So that's pretty awesome. However, it only works 1 time during the game. So say magically we get it back with Roseanne's backup and attach it again. That effect of -1 prize card only happens once per game. That's the deck. Again, shout out to Chef Husky. If you aren't following him, you should. He is rising very quickly. Shout out to him. He's always commenting on something for me. He's another small creator that is really supporting other small creators. So I appreciate him. That's the deck list. Let's go ahead and get into it. See how we do. Okay, so with this deck, going first, going second, I don't think there's a bad option. Going first allows you to get your Froslass up and running quicker, and that's always a good thing, but the damage you could be getting from those Froslass could also be put down by a Uxie attacking turn 1, so you're kind of in for a penny, in for a pound when some of these things happen. Azelf up front, would have rather seen a Uxie, but that's okay. We're mulliganing twice, so we might get some good stuff with this. Okay, Fezandipiti down. We know that they're running the Alolan and Sinistcha. Okay, Teal Mask, not bad. Tons and tons and tons of abilities, so we're going to be pretty happy with this. Another 2 down. I'm guessing to retreat into... Okay, yeah, that allows him to retreat next turn. Okay, a Uxie here. Let's go ahead and get ourselves 2 Snowrunts. I think that's great. Okay, I actually do know how to do this. We can attach here. We will Crispin to get ourselves that and that. This will go to our hand. This goes here. We retreat into Uxie. We have our Nest Ball here. I think that's good. Nest Ball to get us some Painful Spoons. And then I don't mind a little Vengeful Punch on the Uxie. And we can Painful Memories. Effects of attacks, okay. That's what I figured when it did that. Effects of attacks can't hurt it. Damage counters are an effect of an attack. They are not actual damage. Ultra Ball down to get the Sinistra would be my guess. Let's see, what do you do? Discard 300 from your Pokemon, 70 for each one. Okay. Retreat, knock out this Uxie. We're not worried about it. Spill the tea, just get rid of one. That way he can knock anything out. We can go ahead and Azelf here. Attach there. We will go ahead and Painful Spoons to the Poltegeist. I'm okay with the Azelf getting... yeah. Let's go ahead and... unfortunately, we're going to get rid of those to get our Fezandipiti down. We need cards here. Fez down. Fez will get us Flip the Script here. Hopefully... nope, no Cynthia's. That's okay. What we can do is add that Bravery Charm so it cannot be knocked out in one turn. We'll go ahead and Artazon. Artazon will get us the... Artazon will get us another Uxie. No. Yes. We'll get another Uxie with that. That's fine. That doesn't bother me none. And then we'll go ahead and... yep. I don't want to retreat, so we'll just end our turn. Okay, we've got a switch. That's not bad here. So he brings up Fezandipiti. We don't have a way of retreating. We can just go ahead and switch it into the Uxie or whatever we want and be fine with that. He would probably have gone for the Alakazam, but he is not. We'll just go for another, we'll just go for that. Going for the Alakazam? Okay, very smart. Okay. He just did things out of operation, out of turn. Out of order of operations. Or an Azelf, that's fine. Let's go ahead and flip the script here. Okay. We can at least do this. Let me look at Artazon and see what we have here. Artazon, let's see. Another Uxie here doesn't help, but Manaphy really doesn't help, so we're okay with getting nothing. Azelf down, I think, is fine. Let's see. We can go ahead and... yeah, we can go ahead and get rid of the Enamorus to get rid of the Artazon. I don't want them to have anything decent. Forcing them to have stuff in their hand is always good, and we can go ahead and take a knockout here. And we get Snorunt and Munkidori. If they can't evolve the Poltegeist, which we're hoping they can't, if they can't evolve the Poltegeist, well, we'll see what happens. But if okay, so they do evolve the Poltegeist into Sinistra. The Matcha Splash might actually kind of mess with our numbers, so we have to be wary of that. An Ultra Ball would go really hard here. An Iono goes actually pretty hard here. Gets rid of a lot of that chaff that we didn't want in our hand. Okay, we have a Luminous Energy. That's also pretty darn good. Also a Heavy Ball, so we could be using that. Buddy-Buddy Poffin. Hopefully we get something like an Ultra Ball here. I don't think we've used too many. We've only used one Ultra Ball, and I believe we only have the one Ultra Ball. No, we have two Ultra Balls. We have two Ultra Balls. Okay, passes turn. That's okay with me. Night Stretcher here. What do we want? Okay, unfortunately we don't have anything here. That's okay. Let's look at our heavy ball here for a second. Holy crap. Okay, man, we are just, our prizes are just screwing us over. I think a Luminous Energy here on Azelf is fine, and we can go ahead and Neurokinesis. We'll take the Sinja out, and we get another Froslass. I'm okay with that. That'll help us out a lot. Goes ahead and uses Flip the Script. I think that's fine. Even if he does bring up, say, Fezandipiti here, we should be able to knock out pretty much anything and not worry about it so much. All of his Pokemon are 2 prize Pokemon. Most of them have a lot of damage on them. Froslass is going to help. Froslass is going to help. Unless he attacks with Sinistcha, there's a chance that whatever we knock out is going to take some extra, take the extra 1 or 2 after we attack, and we should be okay. With the exception now of Radiant Greninja, all of his Pokemon are 2 prize Pokemon, and we should have enough damage to knock out 7, 14, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So we're hitting for 240 damage at the moment. Okay, that does mess with us a little bit unless we get another Night Stretcher or we get another energy. I'm okay with that. Okay, this energy here allows our Azelf to just swing and do what we need to do. Boss's Order. A Night Stretcher, also pretty okay. What we can do here is... Okay. That does help us out, actually. So, yeah, we'll just go ahead and Neurokinesis, take another knockout. We're not worried about it. We're now so far in the prize race that the idea of him knocking us out, knocking this Azelf out, doesn't really hurt us. Doing more and more. There's another 4, so we're looking at 9, 18, 20, 9, 18, 200, 270, 310, 320. So we're really not worried about a lot. Even though this bomb is going to hurt us, okay, you'll take 1, you'll take, yeah. He's trying to set himself up to be able to get a bunch of prize cards off of us, but we only need 1 prize card, and honestly, I don't care where it comes from. We're ahead in the prizes that even if he were to take 3 prizes, he's still won. We take 1, we win the game. Boss's Order up that Fez. Did we use our... We did use our 1 Lost Vacuum. That's fine. Matcha Splash. Okay, so... Okay, we'll put him back down. 7, 14... Okay. So, what we'll do here... Let's 7, 14... 15, 16... Okay. So, what we can do here is Arven. Arven will get us, and I think we can stand to lose an Earthen Vessel. Earthen Vessel will get rid of the Psychic Energy. We can then go get another Psychic Energy. This is fine. We will Ultra Ball away our Cynthia's Ambition and the Psychic Energy to get ourselves the Froslass. Froslass goes down. Night Stretcher here to get ourselves a Dark Energy. We will retreat into Azelf. I'm okay with this so far. And we can go ahead and... We need 2 more damage counters. Let's go ahead. Oh, we should have done that in a different way. Yeah, we should have done that a different way. It's okay. Yeah, we'll go ahead and Azelf. We are knocking ourselves out at this point. That's fine. We're not really worried about it. It kind of gets rid of it. Now he still needs to take a 3-prize turn. And we can go ahead and put up Azelf. I think we screwed up. I think we lost this game because of that. Let's go ahead and flip the script, see what we get here. Okay, Arven. Arven to get us what? Arven to get us the Counter Gain and Night Stretcher? No. Nope. TM Devo and the Night Stretcher. TM Devo, Night Stretcher, Psychic Energy, attach, and Devolution. Take that Sinistcha out, make it a Poltegeist. It has 190, it gets knocked out, we take our last prize. That's kind of what I was wanting to set up for last turn, but I did it wrong. And there you go. This deck played out. The Uxie Azelf Froslass deck. I don't know exactly what to call it, because I would have called it the Lake Trio, but we're not running a Misprit, so it's hard to know what to call this deck. Let's call it Uxie Azelf. What do I think about this deck? Well, I would say that it needs more draw support. The 2 Cynthias aren't doing enough. The Fezandipiti isn't doing enough by itself, and your hand can really get bogged down very quickly. It can be hurt pretty easily with this deck. I don't know that I wouldn't like to see a Radiant Greninja in here. I don't know that we need 2 Crispin. I think 1 Crispin is fine. Put in a Radiant Greninja. I think taking 1 of the TM Devos and making that another draw supporter, probably another Iono. I think we need more abilities or more ways of getting Pokemon out, and finding our Froslass, finding Pokemon. This deck is good, but it needs to have the right RNG for it to be great and to really do a lot. Yes, we are mostly 1-prize Pokemon, so we can allow ourselves to go down to potentially even 3 prizes and not really worry about things and still come back with this deck because we're building over time. But I have seen through over 2 hours of play now, this deck needs more draw support. Badly, I would say. It needs draw support. I would like to see 3 Iono. I would like to see 1 Cynthia's Ambition. I didn't see it often enough. I'd like to see potentially 1 more Irida, or at least another Ultra Ball. I'd like to see more from this deck that we're not seeing. It's, like I said, it's good, it's almost there, it's just, it's missing consistency for me to say that it's a great deck or that it's a sleeper deck. Would I take this to a cup or a challenge in its current iteration? No. Let alone, definitely don't bring this to a regional. Unless you are, if you do and you win stuff with it, honestly go play the lottery at that point, because your RNG is pretty fantastic. Overall, I think we can make this better by just finding more consistency in the things that we're trying to do here. Again, I need more draw supporters, just because if we're not going to be using more Irida and more things in this deck to get the Froslass out and really kind of get that combo rolling and getting it very quickly, we need to find the more consistency in doing that through draw. Again, I'd like to see a Radiant Greninja. I'd like to see a boss in here. I know that we've got the 2 counter catchers, but they can easily play around those. Overall, yeah, I think this just needs more consistency to be great. If you would, though, please like, share, comment, subscribe, and do all the things that help me continue to put out this. Again, huge shout out to Chef Husky. He's been not so much an inspiration, but he's been helpful a lot of times. He's been helpful. He's commenting. He's giving suggestions, ideas. He's a good dude, and I highly suggest you go watch his content as well. Again, if you are in the DFW area and you'd like to come out and play against me and my testing group and have a tournament or just shoot the breeze, come on out. We are in Greenville, Texas, and I'd love to see you guys. This is no way a sponsorship, just me saying, hey, come play. With that, have fun, stay safe. I love you. Bye.